Jeremiah Smith shines with another one-handed TD in Ohio State's win over Iowa. Freshman wide receiver Jeremiah Smith delivered yet another highlight reel catch, snagging a one-handed touchdown in number 3 Ohio State's convincing 35-7 victory over Iowa. This remarkable catch came during the Buckeyes' opening drive of the second half. Capping off a 9-play, 86-yard march, Smith's 4-yard TD grab showcased his impressive skills, as he used his right hand to secure the ball while keeping Hawkeyes cornerback Deshaun Lee at bay with his left. Smith's standout performance follows his spectacular display against Michigan State last week, where he made 2 one-handed catches in the same game. The first was a leaping 27-yard reception that split 2 defenders, and the second was a touchdown catch after he outmaneuvered his defender at the line. In the game against Iowa, Smith finished with 4 receptions for 89 yards and the touchdown, along with a 14-yard rush. Quarterback Will Howard also had an impressive outing, throwing for 209 yards with 4 touchdowns, completing 21 of 25 passes. Emeka Egbuka was another standout, catching 3 touchdowns from 9 receptions for 71 yards. Ohio State's rushing attack was led by Quinshon Judkins, who tallied 78 yards on 13 carries, while Tre'Veon Henderson contributed 61 yards on 11 attempts. The Hawkeyes struggled offensively, with Caleb Johnson leading their ground game with 86 yards and a touchdown. Quarterback Cade McNamara managed just 98 yards through the air with 1 interception and was sacked 3 times, leaving Iowa with a total of only 225 yards of offense and 10 first downs. With this win, Ohio State improved to 5-0, showcasing a strong start to the season and the continued emergence of talent like Jeremiah Smith. NFL denies 49ers' request to wear white uniforms amid heatwave. The San Francisco 49ers will be required to wear their red uniforms for Sunday's home game against the Arizona Cardinals, despite a request to switch to white due to an expected heatwave. Temperatures in the Bay Area are projected to reach around 100 degrees, prompting concern for player safety. Head coach Kyle Shanahan revealed that the team approached the NFL earlier in the week to discuss the possibility of donning white uniforms, which would help mitigate the heat. However, the league denied the request, citing guidelines that require uniform changes to be determined before the season begins. As a result, the Cardinals will be wearing their all-white uniforms, which were pre-approved before Week 1. "We got the memo earlier in the week that it was going to be hot like this," Shanahan said, "so we asked on Monday, and we weren't allowed to do it. We had to do it before the season started. We'll get as much white on as possible. The most we can possibly do is white pants." With the game scheduled for a 1:05 p.m. Pacific kickoff, players will be competing during the hottest part of the day. The 49ers may take additional precautions, with some players likely receiving pre-game IVs to help combat dehydration. Shanahan noted, however, that he doesn't want to push IVs on all players, emphasizing the importance of hydration. "In these situations, a number of guys usually do that anyway," he said. "I wouldn't be surprised if a lot more are doing it this Sunday." Looking ahead, Shanahan mentioned that the team is considering a commitment to wearing all-white uniforms during home games in October to better prepare for future heatwaves. "It's not usually this hot, so we'll probably do that now just in case," he added. Greg Landry, NFL quarterback and coach, dies at 77. Greg Landry, a former NFL quarterback and longtime coach, has passed away at the age of 77. Landry, who made a significant impact both as a player and a mentor in the league, was a standout quarterback at the University of Massachusetts before being selected 11th overall by the Detroit Lions in the 1968 NFL Draft. After a gradual introduction to the NFL, Landry became the Lions' permanent starter in 1971, showcasing his talents and earning first-team All-Pro honors during what was arguably his best season. Despite facing challenges in the following years, starting only 13 games from 1973 to 1975, he rebounded in 1976 to win the NFL's Comeback Player of the Year award. In 1979, Landry was traded to the Baltimore Colts, where he played for 3 seasons before joining the USFL for 2 years. He made a brief return to the NFL in 1984. stepping in as a starter for the Chicago Bears during a time of quarterback injuries and leading the team to a victory over the Lions. After retiring from playing, Landry transitioned to coaching, serving as a quarterbacks coach and offensive coordinator for several teams, including the Browns, Bears, and Lions, as well as at the University of Illinois. His contributions to the game and the development of young quarterbacks left a lasting legacy in the NFL. Packers suspend Romeo Doubs for 1 game. The Green Bay Packers have suspended wide receiver Romeo Doubs for 1 game for conduct detrimental to the team. General Manager Brian Gutekunst announced on Saturday. Doubs will miss the Week 5 matchup against the Los Angeles Rams. Doubs skipped practice on Thursday and Friday, reportedly due to personal reasons and dissatisfaction with his role in the offense. After concerns for his well-being arose, team representatives located him at his home. Head coach Matt LaFleur described Doubs' absence as personal and expressed hope that he would return for practice on Friday. Through 4 games this season, Doubs has made 12 receptions on 20 targets, totaling 169 yards, ranking second on the team in both categories. In the Packers' Week 4 loss to the Minnesota Vikings, Doubs was targeted 8 times but recorded only 4 catches for 39 yards. His role has seemingly diminished as he has been outpaced in targets by teammates Dontavion Wicks and Tucker Kraft. Gutekunst commented on the situation, stating, "Unfortunately, we had to make the difficult decision to suspend Romeo for this week's game. His decisions and actions during the week negatively impacted the team. While we are certainly disappointed, we are confident that we will be able to move forward in a positive manner. Romeo is a valuable member of our team, and we look forward to welcoming him back next week." Doubs had a strong performance last season, leading the team with 96 targets and finishing with 59 catches for 674 yards and 8 touchdowns. He is expected to return for the Packers' Week 6 game against the Arizona Cardinals. Jets' Allen Lazard likely to appeal NFL fine for finger gun celebration. New York Jets wide receiver Allen Lazard is facing a $14.069 fine for unsportsmanlike conduct stemming from his finger gun celebration after a first down reception against the Denver Broncos. This celebration not only resulted in a fine but also led to a 15-yard penalty during the game, negating a 13-yard gain. Lazard has indicated that he plans to appeal the fine, arguing that it's unfair to penalize players for actions that haven't been explicitly warned against. "If I am fined, they are definitely going to exempt it," he stated. "It wouldn't make sense to fine someone for something you never warned them about. It's like implementing a new driving rule. That's unfair." Dallas Cowboys wide receiver CeeDee Lamb also faced fines this week, totaling $25.324 for 2 incidents during the game against the New York Giants. Lamb was fined for throwing the ball after scoring a 55-yard touchdown and for using finger guns during his celebration. Lamb's troubles with fines aren't new. He was previously fined $22.511 for unnecessary roughness in Week 3 for a helmet-to-helmet hit on Ravens safety Kyle Hamilton. In another incident, Detroit Lions wide receiver Jameson Williams was fined $14.069 for celebrating a 70-yard touchdown by dunking the ball over the goalpost, which the NFL deemed inappropriate. The NFL has faced criticism for its strict enforcement of celebration rules, often referred to as the "No Fun League." According to the NFL collective bargaining agreement, half of the fine revenue is allocated to the NFLPA-run Players Assistance Trust to support retired players, while the other half goes to charitable organizations chosen by the NFL and the NFLPA.